Staying with her and having her around you should look at her with pride. When you have your girl on your arm or you're just sitting at home, you're like, wow, this is a girl who is worth something. You should feel that way. Not in a simpy way, like, oh my God, I'm so fucking lucky to have this girl, I don't deserve her. No, not that energy. Just a genuine, like you would respect a friend. Hey guys, Hector Castillo Poppy from girlschase.com. Today I want to talk about why you should date an alpha female. Why you should have an alpha female as a girlfriend or as a wife or as a mother of your children. And in this first part, I'll explain why, and in the second part, I'm going to explain how to actually find what a real alpha female is, right? Just like with men, there's fake alphas who put on an act and they're too aggressive and they're domineering and they're not actually that confident and in control of their lives. And the same thing happens with women. There's a lot of fake alpha women, a lot of bad bitches who pretend to be bad, but they're not actually bad. They're just pieces of shit. So in this video, I want to explain to you why it's important and beneficial to you to have a strong woman as your girlfriend. Now, there's a balance here, right? When we say terms like dominant or alpha or strong woman, you immediately have some memes and videos and politics and experiences that come to mind, right? When I hear the word strong woman, I'm just immediately like, okay, right? Just like some people who they hear about pickup artists or alpha, they're like, oh, okay, right? What I mean by a strong woman is genuinely a strong woman, genuinely a woman who has values, who has self-control, who has ambitions or goals, who has standards, who has self-respect, who has values. That's what I mean by a strong woman. Now, having that girl as your girlfriend or your wife, I want you to think in the long term, right? Yes, you want to be the man. I think it's very important for you to have the masculine energy and for her to have the female energy in the relationship, right? And that's going to be you being the leader, you being the one who ultimately makes decisions. Her input's very important, right? You guys work together, you're a team, but you're the king, right? Think of it that way. But the queen is very important as well. She is submissive to you, she is submissive to the king and follows him. Maybe that word will be less triggering for some people, but she still is very strong and she still can make decisions. She can help the king make decisions. She can call the king out when he's kind of full of himself and when he does something stupid. She's not going to ever disrespect him, but she will be the one who can tell him things that other people can't because she is his confidant. If you don't have a strong woman, she's not going to be able to do that. She's not going to have the gumption to do that. She's not going to have the confidence in her insight and in her own wisdom and experiences that made her into an alpha female to give you genuine wisdom. A weak woman or weak person, right? Just think of it as without the sexual or romantic value. You want a strong guy as a male friend, right? Someone who's there to back you up in a fight. Someone who's there, who isn't afraid to tell you when you're being full of shit. He's not a yes man, right? He has his own values and he's independent. He's your friend, but he's going to tell you the hard truths. Same with an alpha female as a girlfriend. She can only do these things if she's strong. And then think even further. Think big picture. What if she's the mother of your children? Do you want a weak-willed woman raising your children? Probably not, right? No. Again, we want the man to have the masculine energy, so we don't want what happens in some relationships. I wouldn't say all, but I'd say a fair amount. And we see a lot of it in the media and it's kind of overblown, but it is pretty common where the woman is a little bit in charge and she's kind of in control and the guy is, whatever, a simp, a beta, whatever words you want to use, right? But he's not as in control of his own masculine energy as he should be. We don't want that, right? But we do want a woman who is going to be close to as strong as you. Now, I've heard from women's mouths many, many times that they want a man who is above them, right? Now, this can be different for every woman. One woman really values intelligence. I had one girl recently tell me, she's very smart. She goes to a very nice school. That's not the only sign of intelligence, but it's a pretty good one. And she's like, I want a guy who's smarter than me. Right? And I kind of made a joke on my Instagram. I was like, people try and say that girls don't want men who are superiors, right? They do across the board, right? There's going to be things where she's maybe smarter or maybe this or maybe that, but she wants a man who is up there, right? A queen wants a king, right? So I'm going to stop justifying this anymore. I hope you get the idea. If you don't, well, then this video is not going to be right for you. So she has to have values. She has to have self-control. She has to have discipline. She has to have drive and ambition. And when she has these things, she's going to be able to be a good partner, and a good partner is able to advise you, and only strong people can advise you because, like I said, they have the confidence and they have the knowledge and the experience. It's actually an achievement to get her, right? Because she is sought after. She is, hopefully, to you, beautiful and sexy, right? Beautiful and sexy women are very sought after. I don't know if you're paying attention to how things work, but strong women, women who have, when guys see them, they're like, yeah, that's wifey material. That's the girl that is gonna be there for you. She's gonna hold down for you. She's loyal. Because she has values, she is loyal, and she cares about those who are close to her. That is what is going to make the difference between a very, very healthy relationship and a not so healthy relationship. Maybe you're going to get the girl who isn't so sought after, and she's a little bit more weak-willed and she's a little bit more submissive, and maybe that makes the relationship easier for you. But the benefits of getting that girl is it's an achievement in and of itself. And guys we're conquerors, and when we go for achievements, we're builders and explorers and adventurers. So, we do want a girl that we felt like we got something special, just like she wants to feel like she got something special. But we want to get her, and it's a great achievement. But staying with her and having her around you should look at her with pride. When you have your girl on your arm, or you're just sitting at home, you're like, wow, this is a girl who is worth something. You should feel that way. Not in a simpy way, like, oh my God, I'm so fucking lucky to have this girl, I don't deserve her. No, not that energy. Just a genuine, like you would respect a friend. Like, you don't feel like you're less than him, but you respect him. There's a peer level of respect. With your girlfriend or your wife, she's sexually submissive to you and is in love with you and is the woman, but you do respect her. And when you look at her, there's a feeling of satisfaction because of your achievement, right? So this is not only just how does she benefit you in the relationship, right? I don't want you to see it just from that angle. It's also about, are you happy with this relationship? And I've had girlfriends in the past that were beautiful or sexy, but then they were kind of maybe like a fake alpha, and they were really toxic, and I didn't feel that. I maybe felt that pride to have her on my arm because she was eye candy, but I didn't feel that, wow, this is wifey material. Like, I didn't feel super proud of having her. Or girls who were just beautiful, and maybe they weren't super toxic, but they didn't have that level of wisdom or intelligence or maturity or whatever it was that I was looking for at the time. And I didn't feel like I had achieved anything by getting her. And that lack of feeling reflected me not seeing the values that I value in her. But when you have that satisfaction with a girlfriend or with a wife or the mother of your children, you're gonna feel happier. And I think that's a self-evident reason why you should go after an alpha female, because you're gonna feel proud to have her. And lastly, she's gonna have standards. She's going to have behaviors that she's not gonna allow in her life. And that's gonna be something that you're just gonna respect in a woman. But also, this is very important for the sake of, she's far less likely to, relationships may fail and relationships may go on rocky roads and you may have some difficult periods. But she's not the kind of girl, because she has values and she has strong will, she's not just gonna go out and cheat at the first sign of things that are bad. Whereas other women who don't have self-control, or they don't have they don't have any discipline, or they don't have any values of who they sleep with, they go after guys who are high value. They go after guys who are cool. And you can see this in a girlfriend's ex's history. You can see who she's dated. You can see, based on her history, what it is that she values. Right? People can get better over time, yes, but I think we should judge people by their past, just like you're going to be judged by your past. So you want a woman who has standards, not only just, like a safeguard, like she won't cheat, but when things get tough, she has the values that keep her from giving up. Now, what is going to show you that she has these values is what I talk about in the second video, the signs that show genuine alphaness in a woman, right? And then that'll play into, you'll understand more of the why, right? But I wanted to point out, I wanted to convince you that it's important to have an alpha female as a wife, because sometimes you're going to be going through this dating journey and sometimes it's going to be difficult, and you're going to get laid a few times or get one girl and she's great or she's good, you know, but you don't feel that like, this is my fucking girl, right? Because most of you are going to settle down at some point. It's just an inevitability. If you don't think you are, you're probably wrong. Just statistically, it's more than likely that you're going to settle down at some point and get married and have kids. So when that point comes, I don't want you to settle. I want you to settle down, but not to settle. So when you get to that point, are you going to say this is good enough? Or, well, you know, she's really in love with me and maybe she's not all that pretty or all that sexy, or she's not all that smart or that interesting, but it's good enough. You're not going to have the quality of life that you would if you had found your queen, because she's not going to be a partner that pushes you and holds you accountable, but is also very supportive, right? Because a woman who is great and chooses to support you means so much more than just a fan supporting you. You're not going to have that support system. You're not going to have the feeling of satisfaction that you got a truly great woman, that you got a queen. And she's not going to have those values that are going to come into play when it comes to supporting in the moments when it's difficult. And when you don't have those, there will be a serious lack of satisfaction in your relationship, and you're going to doubt your relationship, and you're going to be unhappy with your decision, and it's only going to get worse over time. So I want you to start thinking, when you're considering having a girlfriend, you want a strong woman, not in the strong, independent woman who don't need no man kind of way, right? But also don't go too far in the other extreme where you want to find a weak-willed, submissive woman. She should be submissive to you, and she's going to adore you and cherish you and be a sweet kitten around you. But also there's going to be times when she's side by side with you where she's going to be a lioness and she's going to be strong. And you're going to feel that support and you're going to feel that presence, and it's going to make your relationships far, far more satisfying. So I highly encourage that you date alpha females and strong women and take them as girlfriends and wives. So stay tuned for part 2, where we're going to talk about how to actually spot the signs of a true alpha female and not be tricked by girls who are fake alphas and fake bad bitches who think they're strong, but they're not actually strong. And when you see the signs of a true alpha female, you're going to know that you want her because of the reasons that I already explained to you, because it creates a great relationship that you're going to be satisfied with. Okay, Hector Castillo, Poppy from girlschase.com. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell, follow me on Instagram. I'll see you soon. Ciao.